This is Mr. Talsoka. Pleased to meet you. Seems we need to conduct business again. Talk about another crime game. This game is...
Yo, enough of this mafia shit. Let's go on to some gangsters, biatch.
Let's review this sucker.
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
I have to say that everything in this graphics department of the game is very average. The character models are average, the city is average, the clothes and all that stuff is average, the other people, average. Guns are pretty good, well rendered, but other than that, everything's just average. So let's just move on the story. Saints Row 2 begins right after Saints Row 1. You see, in Saints Row 1, you are blown up on a boat, and that is another story. I will not get into that. If you really want to know, look up on Wiki. So what happens is you are in a coma for quite some time now, and you want to get out of jail, and you escape from jail with a kid named Carlos. So you get out of jail pretty much for free. And now you're landed in a town called Stillwater. It is run by 3 main gangs. The gangs are the Brotherhood, which pretty much specializes in weapons distribution, illegal weapons distribution. And they are pretty much the metallic group of the bunch, kind of like hardcore, like heavy metal shaking, stuff like that. And it's run by a psychopath leader that pretty much just loves to beat the shit out of everything. This gang actually runs the ports, the city, which is the east side of the city. The next gang is the Ronin, which is the Japanese, kind of the Japanese bunch of the kind of the Japanese group, and they I don't really know what they specialize in. It was never really like said what they exactly specialize in, but they mostly ride in like motorcycles and have samurai swords and all that cool stuff. And it has actually a pretty interesting story, the ones that you go through there. And then the final one is the Sons of Zombie, which is pretty much the Rastafarian group of the bunch. And it's run by a guy named the General and his his associate, Mr. Smiley. And as being the Rastafarians, they specialize in drugs. And illegal drugs, with one of their most famous one, which is love powder or something like that. It's like this smashed light bulb that you get high off of the fumes. The story is average. It's nothing special, an actual plot, but I actually like it because the characters are very likable. There's some hilarious scenes. And also, I just love that the story doesn't really take itself way too seriously. And so let's just move on to the next area, which is gameplay. Where Saints Row 2 does not do excellent on gameplay, and where it doesn't do excellent on story and graphics, it does excellent on gameplay. There is a ton of things to do in Saints Row 2. First of all, the character customization is amazing. You can make almost anything out of it. You can make Charlie Sheen from Hollywood Undead. You can make the Charlie Sheen who's batshit insane. You can make Snoop Dogg. You can make an Eminem. You can make Al Pacino. And there's limitless possibilities. You can even make the Incredible Hulk. And also, there are these little side missions that you can help earn respect, so you can play the main missions. And one of my favorites is one of them called Fuzz, where you are on this game show. Well, not really a game show, it's like a reality TV show where they, it's like Cops, but like it's a parody of it. Like, you see the cop, like you dress up as a cop and do like all these like to break up a protest, you use like a chainsaw and stuff. It's like really funny. Violent, but really funny. And it's just that this whole thing has just so much content. You will be playing this so much, and throughout all of that time, you will be laughing, you will be saying it's awesome, and also the multiplayer also proves to be even funner because you can have like a fun time with your friends, like while you're jumping naked off like a plane with a parachute on your back where he's trying to fire you with a gun while he's dressed up in a hot dog suit. The possibilities are limitless. Yeah, because there's literally limitless possibilities you can do on multiplayer. Now, to move on my final point here, is that there's been always a heated debate against Saints Row 2 and Grand Theft Auto 4, which is better. And here's my opinion. Grand Theft Auto 4, it's a good game, but it takes itself way too seriously. And I don't mind it taking itself seriously, but I like comedy. I like to laugh at a game, and I especially think that a game that doesn't take itself all that too seriously will earn points with me. And Saints Row 2 knows that it's silly, and it wants you to have a good time playing it, so you remember this for time and time again. Now, I'm not saying that GTA 4 is a bad game. Actually, they are both very well made games. But, you see, unlike Grand Theft Auto 4, Saints Row 2, even to this date, I'm still playing it and still, like, wanting to go back and do all these crazy stuff. But with GTA 4, after I beat it, I was like, I just don't want to. There's nothing new. There's not going to be anything extremely different. And plus, the only really likable character throughout the GTA 4 was Nico, and I really did like Nico, but that was really the only character I liked. But with Saints Row 2, these people do some really bad stuff, but I still care about them. I really think they're funny. They're all interesting characters. They have their own quirks and other things, and it just really it made me want to go back and play it again. And also, I just like to customize my character, go online, and just do crazy shit with other people on microphone. It's a fun time, especially if you know who you're playing with and you're on microphone. It's just a really fun experience. And I'm not saying that GTA 4 doesn't also have a fun multiplayer experience. It's just I had far more fun with Saints Row 2. Okay, this is the point where I'm just going to give it my final verdict. I think that Saints Row 2 is an excellent game. It does have its flaws. The graphics aren't that great, and the story is but the characters are excellent too. I give this an 8 out of 10. I also know that the game called Saints Row the 3rd is coming out, and I can't wait for that game. And I will be playing it and posting reviews soon. So yeah, this was my review of Saints Row 2, and again, I cannot wait for Saints Row the 3rd, and I strongly recommend you at least checking out Saints Row 2 and buying it. It's only $20 now. It might even be lower by now. And it's just a very well made game. You'll have a ton of fun playing it. And if you like that, then I would strongly recommend you also looking into Saints Row the 3rd. And it is looking to be a very well made game with far more better graphics and far more better gameplay than what we've already seen. So this is Mr. Tall, Joker, Gamer, Atheist, and most of all, legally insane. Stay tuned for another video.